BC, what's up, guys? I'm on here doing the Blue Note. They started that Blue Note the catalog 4000. It was Rob Strange, Sound Strange, Local Bandography Dave, and Sherv, Julius Javar. Man, they've been cranking them out, man. I mean, the numbers is right now. It's like I know it's in the higher numbers, 30, 40, but yes. I want to jump on and do one. I'm going to do one on Freddie Hubbard, his debut, the Freddie Hubbard, the no joke Freddie Hubbard. But yes, this was Open Sesame, which was recorded in 1960. Well, it looks like an original, but it's not. But it's a great record. This is a classic records pressing from the 2000s, 200-gram mono, mastered by Bernie Grundman. I've know it's been reissued a couple of times. Kevin Gray did it with the Music Matters. There's a 45 RPM one. But yes, uh, Freddie Hubbard. The lineup on here is Freddie Hubbard, the great Tina Brooks, Mccoy Tyner on piano, on the keys, Sam Jones, that's on bass, and then Clifford Jarvis on the drums, on the sticks. Yes, opening track, Open Sesame, written by Tina Brooks. You could tell when these two guys met that they were gonna click. They met at some club, and you knew that they was gonna click because they gel so good together. The sound. When this starts off, that Open Sesame track, one of the best openers on Blue Note. It starts off. It's almost like the Jazz Messengers meet Horace Silver, or vice versa. Straight hard bop, just drumming. I mean, straight killer stuff. And then it smooths on to a ballad, but beautiful. Great track. This is like a standard. Beautiful. Uh, you see the vocabulary that Tina Brooks has on that sax, man. I mean, he's reaching back to like the Lester Youngs, Parker, and Dexter Gordon, early Dexter Gordon. It has that type of smooth feel, like a laid back type sound. And this is just definitely a great record to just sit back and chill with the ballad, beautiful but beautiful. And then it goes into like a Jewish waltz, Gypsy Blue. I mean, it's just beautiful, man. I mean, it sounds. You could tell this album is just it's gonna soar. And Freddie Hubbard being only 22 years old, it has that dexterity of just legendary stuff. Like he's been playing way ahead of his time. And then it goes to side two, All or Nothing at All. You talking about straight. It starts off as a ballad. It's so smooth and cool and laid back, and then it just go bam, and it's just off to the races. Like straight drumming. Everybody's taking solos, but it's just straight. I mean, I bet Rudy Van Gelder just sat back, had his tea, and like, yeah, let these guys roll. And I just recorded. And then the one man Gillette is a Clover song. The Clovers, R&B group, they do it justice. The playing on here, they made it a bluesy, like smooth. It's like jazz. I mean, that's the best way I can explain that. I mean, it's so great and cool. And then Hub Nubs. That's a Freddie Hubbard closer. He wrote that track, and it closes. And I could tell that, just from listening to this, I just knew it was going to be legendary stuff. just hearing this. I wish I would have discovered it earlier, but I discovered it, I want to say the early 2000s, when I was in my Blue Note kick, when I wanted to get deeper and deeper. I was familiar with all like the Lee Morgans and stuff like that, and you know, Coltrane, Blue Train, stuff like that. But this is like deeper. But I mean, the great musicianship, and especially with Mccoy Tyner, rest in peace, McCoy Tyner, which passed away earlier this year. That was Coltrane's backbone on the quintet for John Coltrane. But beautiful, you can hear the great his lyricism on his piano playing. It just shows how his dexterity. And it's really sad. I mean, Tina Brooks was a hell of a composer just to compose those two songs, Open Sesame and Gypsy Blue. He only recorded like 1 year later after that, and he ended up going into like an addict. He was an addict, a heroin addict, and the body, it took so much toll on his body. He wasn't taking care of himself. He ended up dying like 10 years later, like in the 70s. In the 1970s, he passed away of the liver failure. But yes, and a lot of his stuff now is just getting a lot of getting known. But as far as collector item of original stuff, is this album here, and then the follow up to this one, which was the same. Is Freddie Hubbard's on the next album, the True Blue. So you know this one and that one is like a collector's item. I've never seen this in a while. I've seen some rare Blue Notes, but this one I've never seen. A couple of guys post on Instagram, but yes, that's man. One great hell of an album, 1960, Freddie Hubbard. This is a warm day here in the Midwest, outside Chicago on a Memorial Day evening. But yes, I had to give this one more spin before I did it, and it just puts me in the mood. I mean, this was so laid back. The Blue Note Projects is great. I have to thank those guys. I thank those guys. Rob Sounds Strange, Sure, Julius Jabbar, and local Mendography, David, and Dave. So I love what they're doing with that. But yes, Open Sesame, Freddie the Great Hubbard. And he also went on to have a very successful career after this. He had another one called Going Places. And I mean, he has so many albums, all the way into the 70s, the CTI years. This guy can play, man. He played with the best of them, man. So Blue Notes, 4040, Open Sesame, Freddie Hubbard. Peace.